Hi, everyone. This is Gabriel Nora, master hypnotist and sound healer. And Carmen is here. Hi, Carmen.
Well,
How
hi
are you?
everybody. Hi Gabriel.
How are you today? How's it going?
I'm excited today. I'm still preparing for the Mid America Hypnosis Conference that's coming up in October, and I'm really excited about my presentation. And I'm gonna have a vendor table, right?
Awesome.
So on the vendor, my vendor table is going to be full with stuff. I'm gonna have my books. I'm gonna have my Feelfulness products, and I'm going to have a lot of goodies and. Um, Prizes. People are so people are gonna win things off my
Here we
of
go.
my
I love
product.
that.
Yes.
Oh my
Mhm,
God, nice. Tell me
mhm.
more about this feelfulness that like you're sharing in Chicago.
Fearfulness, Gabriel, it is an innovation. It is where everybody needs to be today. It is a system, meta-conscious design in therapeutic methodologies. And it is a big deal. It includes a meta-conscious, what a meta design includes, it develops systems and framework so other people can use that system and framework. That's the definition of meta design. Okay, meta conscious design in Feelfulness is a system that is developed so other practitioner can utilize it and adapt it, make their practice more efficient. But what is special about Feelfulness that no other therapeutic modality has it. None.
So this is
Zero.
innovation. You came up with this concept.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yes. This is the innovation. This is the avant-garde. This is the future of therapy and healing. So what sets this apart and what makes it be a system, it's component of metacognition. So we have metacognition, meta-emotion, neurolanguage, and generating states of being and transferring consciousness. So it is a big deal. So it's not a technique, it's not a modality, it's an entire system. And Feelfulness combines neuroscience with metapsychology, neurolanguage, and hypnosis, and ancient techniques, draws upon ancient techniques to create a full system.
So I'm curious, for like practically speaking, for the people who are like watching us, what could you do with that? Like just make it more simple for everyone. Like I show up to your session and how can you help me with that?
Well, the core, okay, feelfulness, if we think of mindfulness as mindfulness, so mindfulness teaches us to clear our mind and observe
So it's
and
our
don't
mind,
judge.
yes.
Yeah, clear your mind, observe, and don't judge. Well, feelfulness takes that exponentially to, once you observe and clear your mind and don't judge, choose what you want to feel. And then you get into the skill set of feeling by choice.
Right.
So it's not just feel your feelings. No, I mean, feel your feelings in a proper way, but feel a feeling by choice requires you to develop the advanced skill set of metacognition, meta-emotion, utilize proper neural language, and begin to generate a state of being.
So
So it is.
is it a pleasant technique?
I'm sorry?
Is it a pleasant technique? For example, the EMDR, it's a technique that, like people will go into like emotion, they could cry, they could,
No.
So this is
What?
your.
Yes, and again, I wanna underline that is not a technique. It's an integrated system that what this feelfulness does that other modalities don't do, it works with identity architecture. So it goes to the core of who you are, right?
Okay.
So when a client comes in with they want to make something better, right?
Right. Right.
So they have some sort of pain, difficulty in their life. So that affects their identity. And people that have gone through trauma, their identity is fragmented. Now, before I go any further, identity is a very complex mechanism that people are still not aware of what identity really is.
Right.
So identity is not your ID card, not your name, not your gender, not your address, not your title. These are just roles, little components.
Right.
They are part of your identity. So in today's world, we need to better understand what personal, individual as a human identity is, because there's identity developed in a corporate structure, identity developed in a product, in a brand. So we pay attention to that, but we don't pay attention to our own internal identity. No. So we need to do identity architecture. We need to work on our identity. There are so many traits that I see on people that certain people, I look at and I say, oh, okay, identity architecture and this area or different kinds of depending on what they portray. For example, without going into any diagnosis, for example, if you have a person who thinks that they're better than others, identity architecture in a specific area. If you have a person that needs validation from the outside, constantly needing validation that they are good, am I good? Am I doing good? It's just they need that to fulfill their identity level work in a specific
so they are waiting for
area.
approval. Yeah, waiting for approval. So
Yeah.
before we continue further in this conversation, I'm curious to know about, like, do you put people in a trance when you work on them or not? Like, do you use the hypnotic trance or not?
Well, depends. Sometimes I do just plain hypnosis, usually Ericksonian hypnosis, and sometimes I do just plain feelfulness. So depends on what's needed. Like recently, I've been working with a lot of trauma clients, and with traumatic experiences, I need to go and rearrange the hippocampus. I mean, hippocampus registers all of the events that has happened, right? So with my alchemical regression, not just regression, not just age regression, not just any kind of regression, alchemical regression, we get to rearrange all of those layers in a very short amount of time. Well, now depending the amount of trauma, depending the amount of years that people have went to trauma, and it works miracle. So in that instance, all I do is alchemical regression, right? But then after, in that area, in different areas, when I work on identity, when we re-architect identity and we need to make whole who you are, who the client is, the process involves some degree of journeying, but not only that. We have to use the thoughts and the feelings. So the thoughts and the feelings to create a thought feelings that it needs to be experienced. Yeah. So in hypnosis, you are guided and you receive suggestion, and the subconscious is open to suggestion. In feelfulness, you have work to do, which is very pleasant, of course. It's very pleasant because at the beginning, what am I going to ask you to feel by choice, right? First, I'm going to direct you. I'm going to help you reallocate your attention, because our attention goes all over the place, right? So we have attention, observation, focus, concentration. There are 4 different things, right? And then we have the way we allocate our attention. It's always over there or over there. It's like all over the world. So In metacognition, I teach you how to bring your attention right here, and then from here you begin to observe more. Of course, you're less stressed, but you have more resources. Where you place your attention, there you are. So when you bring your attention closer, then you're here. So when you're here, you have more resources. You have more gasoline. You have more juice to work with. Okay, it's like you have more money in a bank. But then we go into metacognition, and there's several levers, like take your attention into notice and observe mode, notice and observe, notice and observe. So that's not a trance. In that metacognition, we actually go into higher beta and gamma brain waves. So we begin to actually entrain in gamma brain waves. It takes some effort at the beginning, but after enough repetition, you begin to just be in that metacognitive level that there is lesser stress, there's no response, but no reaction. And then observation, it's an amazing amount of observation without reacting, without engaging with what you observe, but choosing what do you need to do with what you are observing.
So anyone can learn that?
Yes, it takes some practice, but anyone can learn that.
And all ages?
Absolutely all ages. The children, children has to be a certain age, but children, teenagers, young adults, adults, everybody needs to learn that. Everybody that I'm teaching this skill, some of my students for the past how many years, they all tell me that they should teach this in school.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's so needed to be to step into consciousness. I mean, stepping into awakening the population for sure. It's very urgent, and it's happening now. And I think we are the front people shifting and changing. I remember one time you shared something on the inner child, like
yes, inner child we all have an inner child. Identity architecture, if it needs to work with the inner child directly, that would be inner child work, right? Through identity. But identity architecture it's not a technique, it's not a modality, it's a system. There's carefully crafted neural language to be used in each specific session, right? And the neural language in Feelfulness is crafted in word triangles. It just bypasses polarity really, really quick, and it depotentiates and it creates double bind with just quickly like that with 3 words, which is amazing. It's amazing,
like
and it's a big
floating
deal.
And drifting.
Yes. So what we do with identity architecture, we go to the core of who you are. For example, capable. So when I say capable, there is an experience in you and developing already. I'm capable. You have thoughts, feelings, memories. Capable is in the past, it's in the present, it's in the future. And then you begin to, maybe I'm not, maybe I am. Yes, you are, because capable, you go 360 degrees. And so with capable, so with other words. So I'm not gonna give away this neural language.
Man, she hypnotized me. I don't know what are you doing here. You are hypnotizing me. Probably are hypnotizing everyone.
So I'm gonna give away more at the presentation, and then of course in training. But the specifically crafted words, we talk about evocators, descriptors, movers. They need to be carefully chosen. And let me specify that this is not neurolinguistics. Neurolinguistic is reframing. Neurolanguage speaks directly to an experience. Without you, it doesn't trigger an experience, it speaks to that experience. So in Feelfulness, when we architect identity, we create these experiences. So we go through a journey in which you feel capable through certain scenarios, right? And there is a repetition of it. There is a thought, feeling, repetition. through that experience, as you repeat, it begins to register in the hippocampus. It registers in amygdala. It doesn't begin to it doesn't react after a while. It's as simple as that. Hippocampus. Then you have the nucleus accumbens. Then you have the thalamus, hypothalamus. But then, as you repeat, it registers in the basal ganglia. The cognitive reinforcement place. But then you do enough identity architecture, you begin to store this into the default mode network. Now, the default mode network is the seat of identity, but that's a
so you created this new language, right? You created all those, I would say, parameters, or like in hypnosis, you have the yes set, you have the, like you have different, I would say, how can I say, elements.
Correct.
To create the hypnosis. So you created here new elements. I think
yes.
it's beautiful.
It is, and that's going to take any practitioner's practice skyrocketing into the efficiency to which they apply this. If all we do it's use neural language with a word triangle, then we go far. I mean, really, really far. But there is more to it. It's a lot of people get fascinated by the word triangles, and it sounds exciting, but there is metacognition. So we cannot bypass metacognition just going using word triangles.
Awesome.
But the secret to this is that as a practitioner, you will learn how to generate a state of being. Once you learn how to generate a state of being, then you can guide your client. If you don't know how to generate a state of being, you will guide your client in the wrong way. Because there is no one way to generate a state of being.
Yeah.
So as you go through the experience of generating a state of being with multiple scenarios, and some are going to be natural, and some are going to require a little effort, and some are going to require a little more effort. And as you go about repeating that, because repetition, you need to register into basal ganglia and default mode. The repetition there has to be repetition. So as you experience that, you begin to notice the nuances. And then when you work with a client, then the client will have questions, and then they will have difficulties, and then they will have questions. You will know exactly what to say. This is how you generate a state of being.
Nice. And you have a new book?
Oh, yes. My Feelfulness book.
I'm an amazing presenter. I think I can do any TV in America.
Look at this.
I love it.
This is 400 pages and 8.5
Very
by 11.
Easy to read, guys. Very easy to read. As you can see, very simple.
But it is a system. It is a full system, and it took many years for me to write this book.
I can imagine.
Feelfulness is in the experience.
Yeah.
It's not in a theory.
Right.
So we need theory to present it to somebody, but it's in the experience. So I've been doing Feelfulness since about 2010, right? About 2010, through the experience, right?
Congratulations.
I didn't have books back then. So
I'm traveling to Chicago with the empty bag, so I can bring you books because they are heavy. And
but right here, so when I introduced Feelfulness, I introduced it through the creating these books. So see, look at the difference here. Now let me see. I
like the new baby.
Look at this.
Yeah, beautiful.
Right.
I like the cover, the colors that you choose.
Yes. So what I introduced this in 2014 in these books and I introduced the thought feeling practices. Just thought feeling practice on how to feel a feeling by choice. And it begins to shift with people, and even people that only read the book, they came back to me with amazing results. I mean, a lot of people told me that it changed their lives. And then students that they study with me Feelfulness and just experience. There was no theory back then. they were just amazed with how it shifted. I mean, it just flipped. Their life flipped from mediocre to excellent.
I love that. I'm not surprised. You are an amazing author and healer, and I'm so happy personally to see you in Chicago. And I'm sure a lot of people who are watching are very excited to see you in Chicago and come and check those books. I highly recommend to really come and chat with Carmen. She's super fun. Now she was like very serious, but you are a very playful person. I know. And
Yes,
yes, so we invite everyone to meet us in Chicago with 100 plus speakers, and we're gonna bring a lot of, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of interesting topics
it
because like
is.
every speaker, is
Yes.
bringing a new topic,
That's true. That's true.
and I dropped another topic about music and hypnosis. I have to double check on the schedule if I have that one. But yeah, I mean, look at this. This is so good. I mean, I got hypnotized, Carmen.
It wasn't my
Thank you
intention.
so much. Thank you so much for your time and energy and all the time. Like you download information and you create, you edit, and it's not easy to create a book, especially like 400 pages plus. So
Yeah,
thank you
that
so
took many
much.
years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And